Snakes. You either think they're the most fascinating creature on the planet or, downright disgusting. Either way, we humans bow down to the boas of the world, because not only are they bigger than us, but they're stronger for sure and probably hungrier than us, too. In fact, there are more than 3,000 varieties of snakes slithering around the globe and the biggest serpents. So today, I'm going to tell you about top 10 biggest snakes ever recorded. 1. Green Anaconda. Green anacondas are the biggest of their kind, reaching lengths of 30 feet and weighing up to 550 pounds. There is a news clipping from 2016 about a 33-foot anaconda in Brazil, but it hasn't been independently confirmed. Anacondas are a great reason not to go swimming in South America, since that's where they live and they are primarily water snakes. Their immense weight makes them cumbersome on land, but they're incredibly stealthy in the water, lying motionless until their prey comes into range. They have been known to eat whole jaguars. As with most snakes, female anacondas are bigger than the males. Eggs hatch inside the snake's body, so they give birth to live babies. The mother, who goes without food for the 7-month gestation period, eats the babies that do not survive birth. Snakes have never been known for being sentimental. 2. Reticulated Python. Anacondas get all the press about being the biggest snakes in the world, because they are in terms of weight. But the longest documented living snake is a reticulated python, named Medusa, who resides at the edge of Hell Haunted House in Kansas City. Medusa is 25 feet, 2 inches long and weighs 350 pounds. When it's showtime, Medusa will stay completely still for the entire haunted house performance. She is fed a small deer every other week or so. A python, like Medusa, bites its prey and then swallows it whole. There is an alleged record of 32-foot, 10-inch reticulated python that was shot in 1912. But, like most long snake records, this one is hard to nail down. 3. Burmese Python. Pythons were first seen in the Florida Everglades in the 1990s, and now nobody really knows how many of them there are. We do know that the majority of them are Burmese pythons, a favorite of pet owners. What happens when a pet snake escapes or gets too big to keep and the owner doesn't have the heart to kill it? It finds its way to the Everglades and nearby swampy areas, where it joins a population that has nearly wiped out some species of mammals and reptiles. The longest such snake caught to date measured 18 feet, 8 inches. But the heaviest Florida python was a Burmese python, killed in 2012, that weighed 164 to half a pound and measured 17 feet, 7 inches. That snake had 87 eggs inside it. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission Python Action Team has now removed 900 Burmese pythons from the wild in Florida. But, with high-end estimates of the python population in Florida at 300,000, that's just a drop in the bucket. 4. African rock python. While some African rock pythons can grow to become larger than Burmese pythons, on average, Burmese pythons tend to be larger. Nonetheless, African rock pythons are Africa's largest snakes. Most adult African rock pythons are about 3 to 5.4 meters in total length. They are also heavy, with the average between 70 to 121 pounds, though the largest specimens may reach weights of 200 pounds or more. They inhabit sub-Saharan Africa, utilizing rocky outcrops for hideouts. However, they also reside near water bodies, waylaying thirsty, unsuspecting animals. Arboreal animals are not safe either, as rock pythons are adept climbers. Like other snakes, African rock pythons are solitary creatures, only seeking out their kind for mating purposes. Unlike most other reptilians, rock pythons are nocturnal snakes. However, juveniles tend to be active at dusk and dawn. When younger, they prey on small animals such as lizards and rodents. Upon reaching adult size, however, almost every other animal on the continent is fair game with the exception of large carnivores and herbivores. African rock pythons make for bad pets, due to their aggressive disposition. They are increasingly being hunted for their meat and skin. 5. The Amethystine Python. The amethystine is one of the world's largest snakes. It has been recorded at a record length of 8.5 meters, but, more frequently at lengths of about 5 meters. Females generally weigh around 15 kilograms, while males are much smaller, weighing in at an average of 5.1 kilogram. Females are usually larger than males. This reptile lives in Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and Australia. Its habitat includes tropical forests, savannas, and shrublands. The conservation status of this snake is least concern with a stable population. 6. Black Mamba. The black mamba is the longest venomous snake in Africa, and the second longest in the world. The largest reported mamba was 14.6 feet, although they are more commonly about 8 to 10 feet long. A black mamba weighs about 1.6 kilograms on average. The black mamba has several things going for it in the nastiness index. It hunts both on the ground and in trees, so there's always the prospect of being struck in the eyeball. Its venom is a daiquiri of neurotoxins that induce painful symptoms within 10 minutes and can be fatal within 20. It's a sprinter, capable of reaching speeds of 12 miles per hour. It's a nervous snake and, when threatened, extremely aggressive. Because of these factors, it's widely considered the world's deadliest snake. Nevertheless, many citations insist that it's a shy snake that wants to avoid you unless it feels threatened. 7. Indian Python. Despite being named the Indian Python, this constrictor's range extends as far north as China's Sichuan province, and as far south as the island of Borneo. They can grow up to 21 feet in length and weigh up to 200 pounds. The Indian python is an extremely adaptable snake, thriving in a wide variety of habitats, including rainforests, scrublands, woodlands, rocky foothills, and grassy marshes. However, it seems to prefer damp terrains. This reptile lives in the forests of Pakistan, India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. Interestingly, the Burmese python is a subspecies of the Indian python, which is why they bear such a striking resemblance to each other. They both sport a rectangular mosaic-like pattern on their hides. However, Burmese pythons tend to be darker and attain greater sizes. Like green anacondas, Indian python females are larger than males. They live solitary lives, too, only meeting to mate. A female Indian python can lay up to 100 eggs at a go, each weighing about 7.3 ounces. Unlike some of their cousins, Indian pythons are incredibly timid, preferring to flee when attacked. Another unusual trait about these serpents is that they move in a straight line, often referred to as walking on ribs. Indian python's main diet consists mainly of amphibians, birds, and small mammals and reptiles. 8. King Cobra. The king cobra is the world's longest venomous snake, period, growing up to 18 feet. They typically weigh around 13 pounds. When confronted, it can stand up, lifting a third of its length off the ground, and still propel itself forward to attack. Native to the forests of Southeast Asia, this thing makes you want to think twice before going for a hike. Like Mike Tyson, it is shy and retiring right up, until it isn't. It's the only snake in the world that builds a nest for its eggs, which it guards ferociously. The good news, relatively speaking, is that king cobra venom is not particularly potent, as these things go. The bad is that they can deliver so much of it in a single bite, up to nearly half a fluid ounce, that there's enough of it to kill 20 people. Or, as occasionally happens, an elephant. For some reason, snake charmers like king cobras. 9. Bushmaster. One snake that's easy to remember is the fer de lance or Bushmaster, whose Latin name has been translated as silent death. It's the largest venomous snake in the Americas, occasionally reaching 12 feet. Individuals may weigh up to 11 pounds. They have thick bodies and broad heads. Males are larger than females. The Bushmaster is known for its coffin-shaped head, which is apt, because it's deadly. The Bushmaster is often described as aggressive, excitable, and unpredictable when disturbed. Like most snakes, it prefers to flee from danger. But, if bothered, it will suddenly reverse course and envenomate you with some very nasty chemicals. The Bushmaster is a pit viper, which means it uses heat-sensing pits on each side of its head as infrared sensors. Basically, they see the world the way we do with the addition of the infrared spectrum, kind of like the Terminator. In the state of Lara, Venezuela, it is responsible for 78% of all fatal snakebites. 10. Titanoboa Cerrjoensis. The largest snake ever, that we know of, anyway, was Titanoboa. The snake lived 60 million years ago, just 6 million years after Tyrannosaurus rex departed the scene. Fossilized remains of a serpent 42 feet long, that's as long as the largest school buses, and weighing an estimated 2,500 pounds were discovered in coal mining pits in Colombia. Scientists believe that Titanoboa was the apex predator of its time, and acted very much like a supersized anaconda, spending most of its time in the water. It constricted its prey and consumed it whole, Its jaw structure and many teeth suggest that it was adept at catching fish, but it probably also fed on 12-foot crocodiles and turtles 5 feet in diameter. Some scientists point to the snake's size as an indicator of a tropical climate warmer than has been previously thought. They reason that no cold-blooded animal that size would have had the resources to regulate its body temperature and survive in a climate absent mean temperatures in the 90s. So, these are the biggest snakes ever recorded around the world. Although these are recorded snakes, there are a large number of other snakes that have not been reported. So, have you ever seen such a big snake? If you've seen it, please tell us about it.